Chancellor Yang, Dean Weltsius, distinguished faculty, families, friends, and fellow graduates, thank you for joining me on this beautiful morning. My name is Chinmayee Balachandra, and I have the great fortune to speak to you all today on the behalf of the University of California, Santa Barbara's graduating class of 2019. I struggled endlessly while trying to write this speech, straining my eyes at the iridescent, bright white glow of a blank Microsoft Word document, the cursor blinking almost mockingly, reminding me of how little progress I had made. I'm sure many of you can relate to this exact moment, but you're here, so congrats. You probably eventually finished that essay. Understandably, it's difficult to capture the essence of what our time at this university meant to us, perhaps because of the sheer vastness of the experience itself. Appropriately, or maybe a bit cliched, depending on who you ask, the most poignant metaphor that comes to mind is of the ocean. In the succinct words of writer Herman Brock, whose work I was first introduced to at UCSB, those who live by the sea can hardly form a single thought of which the sea would not be a part. Of course, we're so much more than just a school by the beach. This is a wonderful, strange, magical place where carefree students on longboards zip past buildings that house the work of Nobel laureates, where we inexplicably throw massive amounts of tortillas on the soccer fields on game day, where some of the greatest research questions in the world are fostered and asked in our classrooms and office hours, where our rise to the position of fifth best public school in the nation didn't provoke competition or cutthroatedness, but rather inspired community pride and collaboration. 4 years ago, I chose this school having never even visited the campus once. It was May 1st, there was no time left. It was the biggest, blindest leap of faith one could imagine. I was greeted by the bright smile of my orientation leader, and while trying to pick my classes on those clunky Chromebooks, I asked her, "How will I know what's right?" And she laughed and said, "You won't. That's the best part." In my time here, like many others, I learned who I was. I chose biopsychology as my major, and in my upper division classes, understood that the brain and its mysteries had captured my mind and my heart. What I found most beautiful was that for so many of the questions my fellow classmates and I had of our professors in the field, the answer was so often, "We don't know yet. We're hoping you all can figure it out." Taking classes in a research university made me understand the importance of asking those fundamental questions, not only about the things we have yet to discover, but also about what already exists, and how this makes the world a better place. I also developed and flourished as a writer, and realized my dream of eventually becoming a physician writer, one who uses the power of personal human stories to advance collective well-being. I had the privilege of experiencing many organizations, ranging from student government to mentorship to women empowerment. I met the greatest people in the world, whose strength, ambition, and kindness I am still in awe of. All of these moments shaped me, slowly, painstakingly, into the person I am today. There are no words to describe my gratitude. My mother, the smartest woman I've ever met, once told me, "If at the end you can tell me that you've made at least one true friend, and you've helped at least one person, then I know I've succeeded." Amma, you succeeded, 1,000,000 times over. All of you parents and caretakers, friends and families that a few years ago nervously sent your graduate off to the unknown, you succeeded. They're amazing. Fellow graduates, we enter the world in uncertain times. Values many of us held to be true and important aren't as certain anymore, and it's daunting. Our environment needs us. Our people need us. We need us. So as we leave the refuge of our tiny beach town, let us strive to spread every ounce of love, ambition, and grit this place has cultivated in us into the world we will now navigate. Let us uplift our communities and work for a better future. The University of California has enshrined as its motto, "Fiat Lux," let there be light. Perhaps we are that light, boundless, unstoppable, and possessing the power to bring knowledge and clarity wherever we go. Last year, my writing professor, Cara Mae Brown, introduced me to a piece by Joan Didion in which she muses on the revelation that the dream was teaching the dreamers how to live. We are those dreamers, and we've maybe learned just a bit how to live, how to love, how to be human, and how to change the world. Now go on and learn the rest. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2019. You're a force to be reckoned with.